Welcome to the City of San Mateo Mapping Tool Demonstration. This is one way you can submit information on your community of interest and inform the City of San Mateo as to why your community should be preserved within one or more districts as they construct new boundaries this coming fall and winter. You can also submit information utilizing the Community of Interest form on the website by emailing the city or attending a public hearing. Information on each of these will be at the end of this video and they're on the website. Let's get started. When you click on the link for the City of San Mateo district or webpage, this is what you will see. There will be an overview of the districting process from moving from an at-large election system to by-district elections. There's a web link where you can go to the City of San Mateo districting webpage that'll give you information on the timeline, the process, any information you click there. If we keep scrolling, there is a section to start drawing your community. Go directly to the map. You're going to click on this orange-red button. There's a section for public gallery. And here we can see that we've already had quite a few public submissions, which is great. So if you want to see any of those public submissions, you click on them and can see what other folks of the community have submitted. There's a work in progress section, so any draft maps that the community has submitted will be here. And to learn more about redistricting partners, you can click on the link. We're going to scroll back up and click on that orange-red button that will take us specifically to the City of San Mateo a web page where we can start drawing our communities of interest. We see the outline of the city, and we also see the city broken up into census blocks. So those are the gray areas of your city. So if we think of the redistricting process and the criteria that the city will have to follow from moving from an at-large system to a districting system, it will be to follow equal population based on census data. And census blocks are the smallest unit of census geography that we have. So that's why the city is broken up in this way. On the left-hand side, there is a search bar where you can input a specific location into the city and the map will zoom there. There's a zoom in and zoom out button and a button to reset your map to point north. On the right-hand side, the map will automatically have you in the pan mode where you can move your map all around and you can zoom in and zoom out using the pan button. There's a tool to start drawing your communities of interest, the paintbrush tool, and we can capture large portions of the community and the City of San Mateo, or we can do block by block. There's an erase tool to erase and modify any of the communities of interest that you draw. And this inspection tool, if you hover over a census block, will give you total population and the ethnic and racial breakdown of that specific census block. So we're going to go back to the paintbrush tool and we're going to start showing you how this works. So you click on the brush and then you hold down or you click different sections of the map to capture those census blocks. Now you can add as many communities of interest as you would like. When this tool is being used to create partial or full districts, you will only have a set number of districts that you will be allowed to create. But for the communities of interest tool, you can go ahead and create as many as you want. You're also able to overlap your communities of interest, which is something you won't be able to do when the tool is being used to create partial or full draft plans. But if you don't want to overlap your districts, then you click on the Lock Already Communities, and now we won't be able to grab any of those blue portions. At any point when you're drawing your communities of interest map, you can go ahead and label and name your communities of interest. Right now, if we click on the selection button, we see that the blue and the yellow section are labeled Community 1 and Community 2. So we're going to click on Community 2 and we're going to name it. There's also a section to describe your community. So if you'd like to add more information on the geography of it, if you'd like to give more information on the bond and the nature of your specific community, you can describe how your community relates to the working of the city. And if we keep scrolling, we also know that communities of interest can not only be geographies and larger portions of the city, but they can also be specific points. So to create a specific location, you scroll down, you click on this blue button that has the pin drop, and now we can go ahead and add specific points. So to add another location, you click on the button again, and again, you can add as many of these location points as you would like. The difference here is that all of the dots that we add and create will always be red dots. But if you hover over them, then we can see the names of them. So we're going to go here to our new point 2, click on that, click on the name section, and we're going to label it whatever we'd like. Similarly to the section above, you can add description points of the specific location. And we know that locations can be described as amenities to one community and some neighbors, and that same location could also be considered as a nuisance. So we do note that there are different descriptions of locations and communities throughout the city. If you click on the data layers section, now we can see more specific information on the city of San Mateo. We have a neighborhood boundary, which is pretty dynamic. We have quite a few neighborhoods in the city. We can click and see the demographics based on race, so we can show the total population of the city. You could also do that by different ethnic breakdowns. You can create a coalition builder, so if you click on a couple of these districts and you then click on coalition population, then that coalition population will pop up there. We also have the citizen voting age population, otherwise known as CVAP, and this is the data layer that is used for Voting Rights Act districts. So if we click on those, then we'll be able to see the different shaded portions of the city of San Mateo. There's also an evaluation layer. So there you can see your communities that you've created and drawn against the data of the city of San Mateo. We do know that to create a communities of interest, to give testimony on your community, you don't need census data or any quantitative data, but this is something that you can look at. We do see this most often used though when folks are drawing partial or full plans, when Districtor is being used to create plans. So we have those tabs. Now to save your map, you click on the Save button, and that will pop a new window. And here is where you can share your map to the gallery, which is on the home page, which is what we looked at the beginning of this. Or you can save your map as a work in progress if you'd like to save it as a draft. You can go ahead and name it. You can also share your specific plan using this unique URL link. So if you copy this, add it to a new window, your map that you created will show up on that new window. You can also share your map as a PDF if you'd like to print it, or you can send it as a shapefile or CSV file to go ahead and look at this map on another mapping software such as Maptitude or Esri. So this is the Districtor tool, and we hope to receive communities of interest testimony and see the City of San Mateo Districtor page full of communities of interest maps. For more information on how to get involved, check the City of San Mateo redistricting website at this address. Here, you can find out how to get involved in the process of redrawing your city council districts. From the website, you can find the schedule of hearings, submit testimony by emailing the city, fill out a community of interest form, and find the link to the mapping tool so you can draw your community of interest.